السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد، قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد: فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. زين للناس حب الشهوات من النساء والبنين والقناطير المقنطرة من الذهب والفضة والخيل المسومة والأنعام والحرث، ذلك متاع الحياة الدنيا والله عنده حسن المآب. Honorable Judge and my dear sisters, today the topic I'm going to talk about is taqwa. The human soul is filled with desires unlike angels. Sometimes these desires lead to the commitment of prohibited things which are known as ma'asi or maharim. Controlling these desires with the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is known as taqwa. Taqwa is a wonderful act of worship. It has all the essence of the good deeds and it has countless virtues. In the terminology of Sharia, taqwa helps us abstain ourselves from committing sins. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Al-Imran, verse number 14, زُيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ حُبُّ الشَّهْوَاتِ مِنَ النِّسَاءِ وَالْبَنِينَ وَالْقَنَاطِيرِ الْمُقَنطَرَةِ مِنَ الذَّهَبِ وَالْفِضَّةِ وَالْخَيْلِ الْمُسَوَّمَةِ وَالْأَنْعَامِ وَالْحَرْثِ ذَلِكَ مَتَاعُ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَاللَّهُ عِنْدَهُ حُسْنُ الْمَآبِ. Beautified for the people of the love of the desire of women and sons, heaped with sums of gold and cattle and tilled lands. That is the enjoyment of worldly life, and Allah has with him the best reward. My dear sisters, we need to put a glance here. The time period that we are passing through is an alarming period. That nowadays, committing sins has become so easy for Muslims. We have been so vulnerable in committing sins that many prohibited things like gambling, taking interest, fortune talking, men wearing sinful gold, and women's with Western culture, and many things like this which are typically prohibited in the religious text of Quran is just simple for us. And there is a possibility of sin in every single step. The only reason of this is that we have left behind the teachings of Quran and Sunnah. Today, very few of us are able to lead a pious life. The distractions will keep coming, but a Muslim should be strong enough to overcome these distractions in order to achieve the ultimate goal, that is Jannah. So when something is considered haram, it remains prohibited no matter how good the intention is or honorable the purpose does. Taqwa is basically keeping yourself away from the haram acts, which was the message of all the messengers to the people. Like Nuh alayhi salam addressed his people by calling them to fear Allah and said, فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَأَطِيعُونَ. And Ibrahim alayhi salam messaged the same to his people. He said, وَإِبْرَاهِيمَ إِذْ قَالَ لِقَوْمِهِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَاتَّقُوهُ. Likewise, Musa alayhi salam preached the same message to his people. And that was the general goal Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was send the messengers. So it is important for a Muslim to do righteous deed and fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala until his last breath. At last, I pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us strengthen our iman and to abstain ourselves from haram things. Ameen. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.